guys. This is my very first attempt at making a YouTube video, meaning that it will probably be edited and whatnot, like all the other YouTube shavers out there. But I've done a number of live videos before, so since the new year is upcoming, I figured I would do something, you know, a little more, I don't know if you could call it professional because I'm using an iPhone, but something a little more nuanced and, you know, streamlined. And so today I figured I would start with a bang. I'm going to be doing a beard off while using a new soap. The formula is not new to me, but the scent has been making a little bit of a buzz on some of the internet forums because it's limited release. Ruds Suds by Catie, made by Catie's Bubbles, but the idea was conceived, I think, or at least co-conceived by Jason Rudman, aka Ruds Shaves, here on YouTube. So check him out. I will put a link to his site in the video description. But as you can tell from the font, this is a Star Wars scent. Jason, like many of us, is a Star Wars fan, and so he decided to come up with this scent called the Darkside, and definitely gets its point across. It's a dark roast coffee scent with a lot of woodiness added. I believe the scent notes are Kyber, dark Agar / oud, and I think cedar. I will put a link to the actual soap so you can get the full list of descriptions, since I seem to not be able to remember it. But yeah, so this is going to be a fun shave. And then now you're ready to load up. We're going to load directly from the tub. Sometimes I bowl lather, especially when I'm using a new soap, but I know Catie's Bubbles is a tried and true brand. It's one of the best vegan bases out there. So I'm just going to load up for about 30 seconds since we're going to be doing a lot. And I normally do it for 15. And this is an incredibly easy soap to load. I mean, that's 15 seconds right there. As you can see, it's thick and pasty starting out. We'll remedy that soon with some water. But it's going on very nicely. I didn't even go a full 30 seconds. It was more like 25, and there's already a lot worked in. It just works in so well. I've wet the razor, so here goes nothing. Yeesh. Definitely taking this slow. It's part of the process. I mean, this stuff is coming. This is coming off very easily. Not even using hardly any pressure at all. As you can see, lightly touching the face here. The tricky part is going to be the chin area. Forgot to mention, or may have mentioned it, but just in case I didn't, there's a Kai blade in here. It's a very sharp blade. It's not one I normally use, but it's one of the sharpest blades I had on me, so I figured I would put it in for this one. But I'll be using a different blade on the second razor. Wow. This is just gliding. This is a phenomenal soap base. If you have never tried Catie's Bubbles, you should definitely at least get a 2-ounce tub and try it for yourself. The 2-ounce tubs I think are $8, and they're about 30% shorter or less wide than these. Still plenty of room. They're good travel soap, but you should definitely try to get this one too. The pre-order is open now. There's a second order going up because the demand was high. There have been times back when I shaved my whole face regularly, I had some ingrown hairs come up on my lip. That's another area when I tend to, one of the reasons I don't shave my face very much anymore is because of that. With these little red bumps, and it would stay for months, and it was just so unsightly. I hated it. I grew the beard to hide it, and it eventually left. What that probably means was that I was still figuring out how to shave, and was not, just was shaving my skin too much, too close. And I think in most cases, if you're a daily or bi-daily shaver, you don't need to do more than 2 passes. I mean, it just, if your skin's tough and it works for you, go for it. But I think the average person, especially someone with sensitive skin, you do not need to go more than 2 passes. So why risk the bumps and the irritation? You just don't need to. Just go, I generally go with and across the grain. I don't go against, except maybe in my cheeks. That's one of the only places I don't get ingrown hairs if I do that. You may see me do that today, you may not. It is getting tricky already right here. Gnarly. I'm having to do something I don't normally like doing, and that's apply pressure. Because the curvature here is just so tricky, and I can't even catch a lot of the hairs. I'm having to go multiple times and buff, and I don't like doing that either. I don't recommend doing it if you can avoid it. The coffee scent has come out to play a little more. When I first lathered it, you remember I said I smelled a lot of the oud, black agar. I think they're the same thing. I've seen people use the slash mark in describing it. I don't know much about oud. I know it when I smell it, but I've not used much with it. I had the Stallion soap from Razor Rock, which is a straight up like strong oud scent. I piffed it because it was a little too much for me, but I tend to like woody scents when they're mixed with other things, like even together or coffee. My favorite soap scent is probably Leviathan by Barrister and Man, and it is coffee, cedar, sandalwood, and Russian leather. And I think there's some vanilla in there too. Those are the 4 main notes listed. And to me it smells like, if you've ever been in a wood shop or like a woodcraft store where somebody, sells things that they whittled or carved out. And, it's a mom and pop place, so they've got this, pot of coffee brewing constantly all day. And it's got like decades of seasoning where they've not completely washed it, just rinsed it out. And so it's got, the stuff in it is gold. And while it is a dark scent, and I've heard some people describe it as sinister, to me it's a pretty comforting scent. Different noses are going to interpret it different ways, and that's fine. All right, I've done a lot of buffing. I'm going to apply a whole new lather, rinse off, and do one on a lower setting, and then I'll switch to the Tech Razor. So see you then. Let's get this going. I feel like I got to be a little more careful with this sort of a cleanup pass for the initial beard off. There's less between the razor, which is on a very high gap, might I add. I've not changed it yet because there's still some significant clumps here to take down. But still, no pressure at all. And things are going much easier now. Okay. Filling around here for the bigger pieces. There's a big clump I missed earlier. And I missed a lot of sideburns, apparently. Now you can see why I don't shave a lot. I look really young and kind of ridiculous without a beard, so it's definitely coming back. But hey, new year, new ventures, new things. Sometimes you gotta start over to figure out why you do a thing in the first place. Hopefully the final pass has been applied. I may have to do some touch up on the cheeks, but now for the Gillette Tech, probably my favorite razor. It's not the best looking razor. I mean, it looks cool enough, but you know, it's lightweight. And as you can see, on my first 2 passes, I was actually reapplying some. So this is, you could almost say this is my 4th pass. Look how much is left in the brush after a 25-second load. You could shave a whole nother time with this. It's just good stuff. And it's going far. It's an efficient soap. I like it. All right. There is a Supermax blade in here. They're sharp, but they're smooth at the same time, at least for me. I really like these blades. I just ordered a whole bulk package of them. So here goes with the green. It's been fun. As with anything new, it's a process. I'm still going with the grain. My hairs tend to grow towards the back of my neck. And so going straight down is actually kind of cross grain and almost against the grain in some angles. It's just a little weird. I've seen some guys show close-ups like on Instagram of their neck pattern, and it's just insane. It's like, how do you not get razor bumps all the time? See, I'm stretching the skin a little bit because neck hair is tricky, but I shave it regularly, at least twice a week. It's not completely even with the other sideburn. You can tell I haven't done this in a while. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the lighter weight razors tend to have a little more audio feedback. I'll tell when I review the video later, but I should think that you should be able to hear it pretty well. Lots of residual slickness, this is great. I think I'll do a little bit of a cleanup pass, but I think I'm gonna mostly stop. Especially like in areas like my neck or right here. There was something going on. I was being concerned about it. I think it's an ingrown hair. There's just like a weird bump that's been there for about a week, and not been able to do much about it or see it because I was, my face was covered in hair. I'll do a little touch up here, but I think I'm mostly done. Okay. Before we go down another rabbit hole, the Ruds Suds Darkside Aftershave, and it smells even better than the soap, at least out of the bottle. It's more coffee forward, man. It is great. This is one of my favorites right here. I don't like it as much as Leviathan because it's like the best scent ever, but this is really close. Just a great dark roast scent, and I'm looking forward to see how the dry down goes. I probably should have shaken it, but well, thanks for tuning in. Sorry it's so long. It will be edited definitely a lot. So I don't know how much you'll actually see of this, but I don't know if I will be making another one. But if you watched, thanks for watching. Until next time, if there's a next time.